everyone!
How's it going, guys?
Welcome to Game Night DLC. My name is Adam Bryant.
Brandon Mohawk Williams.
And today, we're going back to the debate club. We are going to be debating the Fast and the Furious franchise. I am for, Brandon will be against.
Adamantly against.
We will have 10 minutes to discuss, and I'm going to set that timer right now. We have our laptops out for notes that we have taken. Also just some fact-checking stuff. Just in case one of us starts talking some bullshit.
It's true, it's true.
Brandon, are you ready?
I am very ready.
All right.
To a good debate, sir.
To a good debate. And here we go. Timer set. Let's begin.
Alrighty. So, as the person arguing against, my biggest issue with the Fast and the Furious is the franchise itself is built in a world of absurdity. And it starts from the first one.
The whole franchise is meant to be absurd.
We're gonna get into that. So the whole fucking thing starts with we're taking taxpayer money, hard-earned taxpayer money, my taxpayer money in this universe. I'm a civilian in this universe to put a man undercover, give him probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy these crazy souped-out NOS-road cars to catch dudes stealing DVD players.
Hold
DVD
on.
players.
Hold on. 2 points. First of all, that's grand theft. That's a felony. That's enough to create a task force to go after. Second of all, are you really arguing the idea that a law enforcement agency is overspending tax money for their own use?
No. Now that's the thing. That happens in real life. They're borrowing from some realism there. I feel like there's a million other ways you can go about that, though. I feel like we're gonna have a task force. I don't think they need a Subaru WRX or whatever the fuck.
Sir, it was a Mitsubishi Eclipse, 1995,
Okay. Just
inline 4 with a turbocharger.
it just seems like a bad allocation of funds. It just seems like they could have
That
done
seems like a
anything.
bad allocation of funds. We have a police department nary 15 miles away that has an armored personnel carrier.
Is there NOS in it?
Probably. If you're gonna argue, dude, the original Fast and Furious movie should have been the origin of the defund the police movement.
I will agree with you on that. I will at least.
With how haphazardly they spend their funds.
It also, the other thing too is like with the DVD players, the problem that I have with it too is like, they couldn't be stealing anything else. Like it's a movie. They could be, like, for anything. DVD players, and I know they were big back then, they weren't big enough to like, these guys are gonna be really into stealing DVD players.
Point of order, we only see them steal DVD players. We don't know what else they have stolen.
But
they are already on the scene. They've been stealing for a while.
maybe it was VCRs before that. Like fucking.
What, you can sell that shit on the black market fast, dude. Quick turnover, good business model.
Why weren't they like drug runners or something? Or even
Because they're criminals, they're not monsters.
here's a crazy idea too. Since they're criminals who love racing cars, why aren't they just like fucking stealing car parts and shit and like selling that on the black market?
They're not gonna sully the good name of street racing with criminality.
You are not about to tell me that these guys are above sullying. Because that's the next point. Because we're still on 1, folks. We're still on Fast and Furious 1. You're not gonna tell me the same group that has a yearly event called Race Wars is above selling a muffler out of the back of their fucking van.
Brandon, it's not that kind of race war.
It could have been. Here's the Race Wars sounds way less shitty than it is if you add 3 letters. If it's just Racing Wars, we're good.
I will concede that point.
So all I'm saying is that at no point in this universe did somebody think like, hey, we should workshop this a little bit. Like, if it was called Car Day, Carapalooza, Raceapalooza.
Maybe all those names were already trademarked.
What would they give a fuck about a trademark? They're criminals. They're all criminals.
Just saying.
They don't give a shit. They could have called it fucking Wacky Races for all I give a shit and been infringing on that fucking Hanna-Barbera copyright. They're not gonna fucking care. They steal DVD players for a living.
not to derail you too much, but this is about the franchise, and we're almost halfway through our time.
Right, yeah. Now, the franchise just keeps getting more absurd, and the problem that I have with it, too, is that they don't give me anybody to really root for. Because if you go with the main characters, your protagonists, they are a group of criminals. They're a group of criminals, and at some point, vigilantes.
With hearts of gold! That's why they're anti-heroes.
If they had hearts of gold, they wouldn't have tried to kill people with safes. All I'm saying. They wouldn't be dragging safes across the goddamn city.
They didn't try and kill people with safes. We call that in the business collateral damage.
You know what? You're right. They didn't try to kill anybody with safes. But they definitely didn't not try to not kill anybody with saves. They definitely didn't put a whole lot of effort into that.
I didn't say their moral compass aligns with ours or the general public. I'm just saying that's why the whole thing is about family. They take care of each other. They don't give a shit about anyone else.
It's about a bad Manson family. That's what it's about.
Who drive sick cars and ultimately commit a good deed. Ultimately.
Real quick, again, just going back to the absurdity. How again? Explain to me again. Explain to the audience. How is it that Michelle Rodriguez comes back to life? Because she's like super dead in like what, 4 or 5?
She survives a gunshot wound to the cranium. It's happened before to other people in real life. That's why she has amnesia.
Didn't she get like shot in the head and like blown up?
No, she wasn't blown up. She did have her car flipped a few times and then shot in the face. But that's why she forgot her family until Dom brings the memories back with the necklace.
So she was in a car accident where that motherfucker flipped like 9 times, was shot in the head, and then became a villain?
This is a franchise in which Vin Diesel fights a tank and The Rock fights a missile. Like,
they heisted a submarine! They heisted a submarine!
And you know what? It was dope.
Visually, it looked cool.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? Where these the train of thought that these characters have is just mind-boggling to me. It's like there's only one way that we could pull off this heist. We're gonna have to steal a bunch of cars, practice driving through a warehouse so that we can then drive through a police station. Oh wait, no, not gonna even. Like there's a whole section of the movie that was dedicated to a heist that they didn't do. Like, why did it even need to be there?
Because we learned that that's not gonna be possible. So best next case.
They could have told me that.
Steal the safes.
They could have told me. They could have just said that. They could have said that. Said they stole. I'm gonna say that because they are thieves. They stole my time.
If they had just said it, we would have missed out on a solid 10 sweet, sick-ass minutes of drifting in a confined space.
You can put drifts anywhere. They could have drifted. I don't give a shit if it's 90 goddamn minutes of drifting. That's fine, as long as it leads to something.
But what's blowing my mind here is you're not understanding the just pure, unfiltered, uncut adrenaline awesome that this franchise is meant to be.
I get that, but I feel like they should have picked a lane. It should have either It could have either just been super realistic racing, where it's just Mighty Ducks with cars, and I'm fine with that, or crazy over the top racing like Speed Racer, and I'm fine with that too.
They did pick crazy over the top racing, and then they pivoted at Fast 5 to become international vigilante kind of good guys. That was the whole pivot in Fast 5. That's when The Rock came on. Like, wait, we're just gonna catch bad guys. It's like super international real monsters. And to catch a monster, you have to be a monster.
That's the other thing. They had a literal monster of a man who goes around punching bad guys in their turkey necks, blowing shit up, fighting not a tank, a missile, causing just wanton destruction everywhere. And at no point does he get a slap on the wrist like, you know what, we're just put you behind a desk for a little bit.
No, because he always gets his man. The ends rather justify the means.
And that goes to another thing. That is a big problem for me. We talk about it all the time. I would not want to live in this world.
You already live in this world.
There are not.
You just happen to be in this country.
There's not fucking giant Russian fucking submarines busted down my front porch on a daily basis. I don't know. I mean, escalation of force is kind of a real thing everywhere. I'm just saying, if I lived in the universe of Fast and the Furious, and I'm not a bad guy or a good guy. I'm just a regular ass dude. I'm moving to space. Because it's not safe fucking anywhere.
Then I suggest calling up Elon right now because you live in that world.
I guess I have to. I guess I gotta call him and Bezos. Get me the fuck out of here with crazy race family wars that are... They're race wars!
It's not that kind of race war!
you can easily make that distinction with
In fact,
ing.
Ooh, I will do you one better. In the real world, it is that kind of race war. So arguably, the Fast and Furious universe, a better universe to live in.
If you're one of the racing family people. If you're racing family, that's the time.
That's our time. That's 10 minutes on the clock.
That is 10 minutes. I'll say, yeah. I will end, closing arguments.
Okay.
If you're in the racing family, then I guess it's okay as long as a bad guy doesn't flip your car and shoot you in the head and then recruit you and make you a bad guy. Then it's fine. If you are anybody else, it's the worst.
Well, I concede that point. If you're an NPC in the Furious universe, yes, it sucks. But if you're an NPC in this one, it still kind of sucks too. So at least that one has sick-ass cars in The Rock as a federal agent.
You know what? I will concede that point to you. At least there's The Rock and cool cars in the Fast and Furious world.
Well, guys, that's Game Night DLC for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like button, subscribe, all that bullshit. Yeah. But don't forget, every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday on twitch.tv/itsgamenight, you can see these two chuckle fucks playing video games and telling dick jokes at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, guys, as always, my name's Adam Bryant.
Brandon Tokyo Drift Williams.
One of the best ones in the whole franchise. So
oh my god.
Thank you. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. We love you.
Later, guys.
It's still one of the best ones. I don't care what you say.
Fucking not.
Fuck you.
It's not.
It's the best. It's all about family, Brandon.